Hello, this is TikTak and welcome to another episode of Beatbox.guru. This time we're discussing, together with TyTe from humanbeatbox.com and Pap Chico and Stereo from Beatboxing Greece, different trends and future of beatboxing on the World Championships in Berlin. We met and had an hour chat about the situation, the current situation, how the situation is likely to develop in our opinion, and what good can come out of it. So please enjoy that and share your thoughts in the comments. And of course, please remember to subscribe for more beatbox videos from Beatbox.guru. Enjoy!
I'm Stereo from Greece, and apart from a beatboxer, I am currently the administrator of the beatbox.guru.com. We have made a really good effort trying to, with the whole production and everything, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm Pap Chico. I'm a beatboxer from the one side, for word of mouth, the last 20 years, I think. I beatbox for living, and at the same time I am the managing director of beatbox.guru.com.
Okay.
I'm Reverend TyTe, TyTe, and I'm one of the founding members of humanbeatbox.com, and my passion is supporting beatboxers and also supporting the infrastructure of beatboxing. Well, I think the championships have been key in developing the skills and talents and giving a showcase for what beatboxing can do. But beatboxing itself is obviously much bigger than competing. I mean, competing is great for technicality and driving things forward, but I think beatboxing's got to outgrow just the battle mentality, I think, in the future. And it's got to be bigger than that, right?
Yeah, beatboxing is changing through the years because of the internet and explosion of Facebook, and everybody can post everything. So it's not unique anymore to see a beatbox in a video. Now it's common. So we lost the magic of something new. We need the public, because the public is, the key of everything. If the public don't like beatbox will, approximately through the years go. It's going to be smaller as an art, or as now is in. I think is the best ever position.
We're getting to almost media saturation with videos. I mean, there's just so many beatboxing videos out. I mean, that's why that's why I respect what you're doing, because you're doing something different with it. I mean, there are so many beatboxing videos out there of shout outs and battles, and it's sort of like, well, I have to confess, I've stopped watching them all because
I think it's impossible to watch.
You can't watch them all because there are too many. You physically can't. I mean, you just spend your life.
The new channels keep popping up, and unless you have a really niche idea on how to do it, you're just lost in the sea of freestyles.
Yeah, there's so much, and there's so much self-content out there, because mobile technology and really good mobile technology is enabling young beatboxers to be able to post their own videos up. There's a huge, so they're almost on a start. It won't be long before they're on the same level as the kind of pro videos, because people can have that technology and they can get the sound good, they can get the visuals good. So it's going to be even more saturated in the future. So that's going to affect things. That's going to affect how beatboxing develops, I think, or certainly how we treat the media of it. The second thing that you notice is the celebrity culture, which is interesting. I deal a lot with kind of teenage beatboxers from all over the world, and it's do you know Alan? Do you know Skiller? And I think that's probably a good thing for the scene. I don't mind that. It's good. I like the fact that we've got some celebrities and characters as well.
We have superstars.
Superstars in the scene. I mean, looking at the number of video views, like Tom Thumb, 40 million views on his TED Talk, and Eclipse with his 4 minutes of hip hop, 38 million views on YouTube. I mean, they are global superstars, really, aren't they? And that's exciting. But also that somehow in beatboxing we've retained that family thing, so that when we meet them, they're not like, yeah, we're like, they're like, yo, hi, how you doing? And I love that, and that's unique with beatboxing, right?
True.
I don't know. Yeah.
True.
So what do you think? Because before we started the recording, we've been talking about the new ideas that come to the world of world championships, and before there were no tag teams, for example. Right now it's a big thing. What do you think is going to be the next big thing in the world championships? Maybe in 3 years or more.
I'm not sure. I think that the decision is for the producers, because the producers is taking the decisions of how we're gonna see the next, championship or the next Grand Beatbox Battle or the next Emperor of Mic. The traditional way, it was the battle. The other way is the loop station expression and battles at the same time. But I think the decisions has to be from the producers, but the next trend is already beatboxing. So as the form of beatboxing from the past until now, it changed so many ways, and the popularity of beatbox changed so many ways and so many times. The respect that was around beatbox and the good feeling about it, that you feel good about it and you want to do it, is the only thing that's the key for the future.
All of these competitions, yeah.
That's not very easy, because the competition is very hard, and we see now, as you said, superstars, and a lot of careers is behind that now. It wasn't the same in the past. It was more simple. Now it's so tense. So it's.
I mean that's a really good point. I mean the growth and popularity of beatboxing means that we're seeing so many more professional beatboxing artists. I mean, I remember going through the years and going, how many do we know? How many do we know? We know one, and then 2 years later we know four, and then 10 years later
True.
There's too many to count.
And in every country now.
In every country. But I think the growth of tag teams and team battles, I think that's gonna grow even more, because there are more beatboxers.
Yes.
There are more beatboxers living close to each other.
We need the combinations.
Yeah, and because they're living close to each other, they can get together to rehearse and practice. Because you've got to do that. You can't go into a tag team and do some synchronized stuff like we saw last night.
Yes.
Unless you are practicing together. So because of that, I think we're going to see more tag teams and the level of that grow and rise. And I'm excited about that, because for me that's one of the most exciting things I've seen.
It's more music now with the tag teams, and
you can make
more music.
How about mixed tag teams? What would you say to that?
You mean
obligatory male-female combinations?
That would be amazing.
Yeah,
that would be amazing. That's a nice idea.
Maybe that will be the trend. Who knows?
In some battles you see women and men compete, but in the world championship we don't have something like that.
There's a separate female competition.
Maybe it will be like a special category of the 4 best to do a battle between them, or like tag teams of 1 and 1, like women and men. But this is I think that's a different side of story.
Well, I think the future isn't going to be men and women. I think it's going to be just beatboxers,
beatboxers, as you said,
because the level.
It's going to be the same.
Yeah, the female level is rising constantly.
I mean, I think there are several artists in the women's we saw last night that could have quite happily been with the men, and certainly in the UK Championships we're not having a women's battle this year. The organisers said no, we don't need it, and the women don't want it either. So that's going to be a change, and it was probably a good thing for a time to have it, because it was about promoting women's beatboxing, and I think that's a really important thing. But I think it's going to be a level playing field. I mean, the girls and the women are every bit as good as the guys. There's no need to have 2 sets. So I think we'll just have beatboxers, and I think in the future we'll just have tag teams, and some of them will be mixed.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be a good thing, because the female vocal range will be added, and the tone and the timbre of the female voice
they all got different characteristics.
Yeah, and that will take it in a new direction. So I'm excited about that, definitely.
How about machines? I mean, I want to, because it's of course the range of machines available for looping, for effects, for different stuff is increasing constantly, and some beatboxers go even as far as making their own machines, as Beardy Man did with Beardytron. So maybe what do you think about that? Is that a trend that's going to develop, or maybe the return to the organic? What do you think?
That's interesting because, for example, what Birdman did, I don't think that any other current beatboxer has thought of that, or that believes that he could make a whole show with something like that. But I think it's a far cry from now, this one, especially every beatboxer kind of having their own equipment or their own custom machines. So maybe machines as we know them right now, it's probable that there will be a strong point on the years to follow, but that level of customization seems that it's in a testing phase right now.
I'm not talking about maybe 100 beatboxes, but 3, 4, 5, who knows? Look at what Tom did yesterday with the Chaos Pads. Everybody knows Chaos Pads, but how he used them was it's quite a unique way, no?
Yes, it's very probable that from current beatboxers who already use machines, it seems possible that they are going to try to expand the machines that they own, to fit their own style, to enhance their own sound.
I will put a small point here that I think that the next trend of machines and beatbox, and beatbox as a unique trend, will be from the next music style that will come up to the next years, because the last years we see that the most of beatboxers going through music styles like trap or dubstep and stuff that our generation wasn't familiar, and we're based on stuff that we have, like funk, hip hop, and things that was more close to our generation of music style.
Yeah.
So the next trend probably, and the machines will be affected from the next music things that will come up.
I think there are trends we can see, and I think one of the trends is that when the first vocal albums came out, it was a sound that we weren't used to. So it was like, okay, I'm trying to think back to some of Beardy Man's first albums and things, and you're listening to those and you're going, okay, it's a bit weird because it's all vocal and we're not used to it. We're now getting to the stage where we're getting used to hearing vocal albums and vocal singles and vocal records, and we like it, and that organic sound I think will become much more popular as we get used to it. It won't no longer be, oh, that's a vocal album, it's a sound we like. And the sounds that beatboxers are creating are feeding that, because they're making more, they're making better sounds, they're making just much more appealing sounds. Yeah. So we're getting used to it. So I think that we'll see a big trend in people producing whole albums of music just using their voice. I mean, the other day, using the new techniques in beatboxing, I did a cover of a track, and it was just, could you do this vocally? Do I need synthesizers? And I realized I don't need synthesizers. I really don't. Yeah. And using some effects and things, you can produce everything vocally. And I think in music technology we'll see a big trend of young people going, well, I've got the kit and I've got my voice. And with that, being used to hearing that sound, we'll see that becoming much more mainstream, I think. I think that will be a big development.
I think the explosion in Europe, because I cannot talk about the rest of the world, of the a cappella music, I think it's completely helped beatbox to be stable now, to be present everywhere.
Groups like Bauklang, from Austria.
Like in many countries in Europe, like Italy, France, they have a lot of a cappella tradition, and beatbox is coming like it was meant to be over there. So a lot of people that had nothing to do with beatboxing as a beatboxing, they see beatbox and understand, and there's more explosion of what we do.
Quite recently, last year, I had a collaboration with 6 throat singers from all over the world. There was a Tibetan Lama, for example, who was doing the mantras with his throat voice. There was a guy from Sardinia who had a long tradition. They have a long tradition of tenors singing, and 2 of them do the harmonic singing, and 2 of them, two others do the regular singing. There was a guy from obviously Mongolia and Cuba, and what do you think about the trend of mixing ethnic traditional music with new school beatboxing? Is that going to be the new hip thing?
It's totally something that the scene needs, because the hearings that you get from ethnic beats is so unique that it's also inspiring, and new beatboxers can dive into different sounds just from hearing it from other artists that they look up to. So,
yesterday during the tag team battles, Marv did some Sigit singing as well, during the performance with Hobbit. So
I think more importantly, the looping and layering and effects technology that the mobile platform gives, the iPads, the iPhones, will mean that a whole generation of ethnic musicians are going to grow up with technology, with the beatboxing and a cappella culture from the West feeding into that, and the battles and the stuff. Well, I'd say from the West, no, from the from the battle scene worldwide, Asia battle scene, Australian battle scene, North American and European battle scene, feeding into that. They're going to have this technology, and they're going to be taking some of that traditional music, and I think they're going to be putting their own spin on it. I think, we'll definitely see a growth in that, and that's exciting. That'll be really exciting.
True.
So when we start, and we're already, I think the biggest growth in beatboxing that I've seen and witnessed is in Asia, for sure. I mean, Philippines, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, absolutely massive. I think 9 out of every 10 subscriptions to beatbox.com, to the website, to the Facebook groups are from Asia.
Really?
Wow.
9 out of 10. Yeah. And 10 years ago it would have been none. It would have been none.
Well,
and that's because of the mobile platform. You go onto WhatsApp, 9 out of 10 of the beatboxers on WhatsApp groups are from Asia. Now I think us guys and the kind of European beatboxers have kind of driven the scene. That's going to have a huge impact on us, and we're going to have to be ready for it. If we don't engage that culture and embrace it, then we're going to be left standing. I think we're going to be left out in the cold.
So 2 generations from now, what do you think the average beatboxer, what skills will he or she have? What background? What flavors to their technique? Let's play some guesswork here. All right.
I don't know. I think the last years everybody looking for the technique. For everybody's based on the technique. But in my point of view, I think that beatbox has to be with music. It's a total thing.
But don't you have the feeling that this year...
We saw it yesterday in the tag teams, and we're going to see it on the grooves today, that the music is the base of beatboxing, and beatboxing is the base of music. It's a combination of things. It's not only technique. And then is a presence. You have to do a show. You don't have to be just in a camera. Okay, you can do that. But beatboxing is for the people. It's not for you only.
You're right.
It's for the people. It's for entertaining. It's a massive weapon of entertainment. So and at the same time a language. An international language of communication for me. Everybody here, we don't it's people from Bolivia or UK or Greece or everywhere.
Some people I just see walk up to me, don't introduce themselves.
They're just beatboxing. So all these, it's a cultural, I think, a combination of stuff that we need to become and watch them grow, because every day I think is a big change. A guy from India is going to be the next world champion in 10 years or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. World champions won't be predominantly North American or European in 20 years time.
It's very promoting and very encouraging for me that USA can really hard the last years because the USA was absent from most of the last two World Championships.
We're seeing a big comeback now, no?
Yeah, now we see that it's really...
You can track why that is though, can't you? You can see, sorry, going back in time,
Yeah,
you
but...
can see that the Americans...
We need to see that back in time.
I'm going to really cheese all my American friends off now. In a way, the Americans had such a strong hold on hip-hop culture. And beatboxing was very much, it's hip-hop, it's got to be hip-hop, and if it's not hip-hop, then you can't do anything. But the new generation of beatboxers, you know, the Jeans and Gables and Kenya and Napalms, you know, they're like, no, we're bigger than that, and they've totally embraced the scene and grown up with it, and they're owning it at the moment. I mean, they are just on form. In 20 years' time, there will be so many more beatboxers. I mean, there will be millions of beatboxers.
We'd love to see that.
And there will be so many more local battles, you won't be able to keep track of them all. Say local battles, local jams, performances, it will become much, much more ingrained in the cultures of everywhere. And I think that the technology will drive the music scene. I don't think the technology will be used in the battle scene so much. I think it's my own personal opinion. I think that I love seeing the loop station stuff. I love seeing the technology used. However, in a battle it just tends to be so showcasey, and now let's have another showcase, and who's done the best showcase? The tag teams, the crew battles, they're organic. You can react straight away. That's if the technology stays the same. I think that the manufacturers will start producing technology that enables a much more...
I think that's going to stop. I think it's an increasing trend rather than a constant one. I was recently talking to my friends about sports and how in Olympic level sportsmanship they use all kinds of modifications to enhance their performance, and we thought, well, going 10 or 20 years into the future, how about throat implants or additional like amplifiers in your vocal cords? Who knows?
Who knows?
What do you think about that? Is that a reality in our lifetime or not?
If we say no, we're going to look really stupid in 20 years' time, aren't we?
We can't even think about it.
Surely so, yes.
And hoverboards.
Yeah, true. I can't even imagine of all these changes, but it was very difficult to imagine them like in 10 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago,
like,
if you saw the word loop station, what the hell is this?
It will be an explosion of our mind if we, like last night, Tom Thumb, what he performed, it was like, no, impossible. We're never going to see that. But it was true now, in 2015.
But also beatboxing becoming its own sound. It used to be that beatboxers were imitating drum machines.
No more.
That's not the case anymore. Beatboxing is its own genre of music. It is. It's got its own sound. I mean, lip rolls. I mean, I know they sound a bit like bass. They don't really sound like anything electronic. And at first we tried to make them sound like things electronic, but now they just sound like a new organic sound of the human being that we all appreciate and enjoy and like. It's its own genre of music.
I think we're going to see synthesizers imitating lip rolls quite soon.
I think, do you know, you're totally right. No, you're totally right, because in the synthesizer technology, it went the whole circle, didn't it? Synthesizer started out with your Moogs and Korgs and analog synthesizers, and then we went through the digital revolution. We had the DX7 and the Yamaha synths and the FM synthesis and stuff. Then we had the kind of acoustic modeling of pipes and strings and the whole acoustic modeling revolution. I think the electronics will then start, because we've got this revolution in human beatboxing and human sounds and a cappella. We're going to see the synthesizer, the electronic manufacturers going, no, we need to sound like that.
But already there was more than 10 years ago, I think, there was a Kurzweil synthesizer with a preset called Dougie Fresh.
We'll see electronic acoustic modeling of the human mouth and vocal cords.
Shaped like,
lip rolls and and uvular oscillations and stuff. Why not? And I think that's really good, because we are creating the sound. These guys at this event are making the sound of the future. Oh, that's a great quote to end on, wasn't it?
Okay.
They're making
That's-
sound
yeah.
of the future.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay.
In the end, like future.